Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning. My name is Muhammad Amruddin bin Muhammad Asri, and
Good morning and hello everyone. I'm Ishantri Silkumar and you're watching the Asian News Channel. Bringing to you today the topic on liner shipping on the opening of market amidst the COVID-19 threats. As we all aware about the global pandemic, it has affected our economy tremendously, and not denying that this global pandemic has affected the liner shipping as well. Container shipping rates between Asia and Europe faced one of the biggest drops in the last 10 months, and shipping companies imposed more restrictions to limit the spread of the coronavirus. Due to the fact that worldwide countries and ports are either in partial or full lockdown, it has been a tough time for the maritime industry to perform well as before. Shipping has covered 95% of the world trade, and it is definitely a hard time for this sector to function well since the import and export of the goods are limited at the ports.
okay, today we are going to get some report about ongoing impact COVID-19 pandemics towards shipping industry. China is an important country in shipping industry across the world. This pandemic had also caused serious implication to shipping industry in both China market too. We have three panels. First panel have a maritime statistic expect Mr. Surya Jayaban here to give you some statistic information about the issue. What are the proof of this implication that happen in shipping industry in both China and other sector? And second panel is Hazika Hassan will tell about what happened in the maritime sector during COVID-19. And last panel is Nur Adlina is what will happen to the maritime sector once the COVID-19 problem is resolved. Let's hear the explanation.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We all know that COVID-19 outbreak have impacted shipping industry. For shipping industry, China is one of the key player in the industry. This is because they have really high number of manufacturers. China is the first country to have hit by the pandemic, so directly it have impacted the global shipping industry too. According to a source, earnings from the Persian Gulf to China have dropped from $103,052 per day on 2nd January to just $18,326 per day on 18th February. These have shown a massive drop in the percentage of business that happened between Gulf countries to Far East. Oil and gas industry also have almost dropped 30% because of the outbreak. This outbreak have made almost 310 container ships inactive worldwide. At the beginning of the pandemic, which is between February, there was also major capacity withdrawal at Asia-Europe route, where 29 to 34% of capacity have removed. At the month of April, major container shipping companies such as Hapag-Lloyd have cancelled 32 scheduled sailing on the month. For example, the shoe industry. 70% of shoes sold in US are from China, and it have dropped 15.7% because of COVID-19 outbreak. Even after this pandemic ends or slow down, shipping industry will need some time to get normal as it have to follow new normal. The ports have to be ready to see high peak traffic because of increasing demand worldwide. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me chance to talk in the topic of liner shipping on the opening markets amidst the COVID-19 threats. The box ship industry has been hit hard by the impact of coronavirus, with demand and volume declines, where the carriers will experience a 10% volume decline in 2020 due to the pandemic, but managed to prevent any material decline in freight rates. Carriers will see freight rates decline to the same degree they experienced during the financial crisis in 2009. As a representative from shipping agent, the demand from ship owners to carry out all essential duties and obligations required by the crew of the ship become decreased since opening of the markets amidst the COVID-19 threats. This will slow down the process at the port due to additional safety measures and protocols during the commercial operations. Coronavirus caused demand to fall lower and remain at lower levels for much longer than in a usual year. That's all from me. Thank you for inviting me as a panel.
Assalamualaikum. I am Siti Nur Adina binti Mat Ramli. I am an officer from MSC Shipping Company. The scenario of COVID-19 outbreak in the worldwide has resulted in a setback for maritime shipping industry. So, what will happen to the liner shipping industry after the COVID-19 pandemic? What shipping will look like in the post of COVID-19 is still unclear. First, the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic has increased the uptake of remote technologies and the use of automation. This will naturally lead to the greater use of autonomous shipping in the industry even after the COVID-19 pandemic. Apart from that, the finance cost of some vessels would be increased and their values could reduce, while the lack of new orders in container ships hesitates the shipping industry to build the new vessels in the future, which means after the COVID-19 pandemic, because of the tightening in the greenhouse gas emissions rules. It's because that the beginning of International Maritime Organization IMO strategy in the 2018 calls for a minimum 50% reduction from 2008 levels in global greenhouse gas emissions from container shipping industry by 2050. In addition, there will be a company shutdown in the shipping industry and also a merging of company in the shipping industry because of the economic recession after this pandemic. Furthermore, since China is the world's largest exporter, their production will be slowed down even after this pandemic. So, their export range will be reduced for temporary and it takes time to bounce back their shipping economy. Hence, it might take some time to resume the shipping economy to its original state after this pandemic. The quarantine levels are also expected to be revised after the recovery of COVID-19 pandemic.
Welcome back to this channel. Next, we will keep in touch with the reporters on duty is Muhammad Ashraf bin Kadri, now in world coverage.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ashraf bin Ahmad Kadri, the reporter. Today, I will ask the question about the pandemic COVID-19 situation with Professor Muhammad Amin bin Bukhari, which is positioned as an international observer. Okay, Prof. My first question for you is, according to your opinion, what are situation that you can explain about the liner shipping industry in the middle of pandemic COVID-19 before it?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you for the right question for our reporter Encik Ashraf. Okay, the situation that I can explain here about the liner shipping industry in the middle of pandemic COVID-19 before are firstly port congestion. Because delay station, many countries have responded to the pandemic by imposing lockdown or restricting movement. Some retailers and manufacturers fail to pick up their cargo and container because their warehouse are full or closed. Some ports remains open but have reduced workforce, which exacerbate the cargo congestion. This causes disruption of the supply chains. including movement of essential goods and foodstuff. The cargo lying uncollected at ports creates congestion and take up space, reducing capacity for incoming cargo and containers. Some ports have taken the precaution that declare force majeure to preempt claims and legal liability. 2. The closure of ports and port congestion have caused disruption in the supply chain and import and exports. Second, crew condition. The Philippines, China, and Indonesia are among the biggest suppliers of crew members. According to one report, the pandemic has caused some 40,000 Indian crew serving on merchant and crucial ships to be stranded worldwide. Okay, and airline and port restriction in most of these countries have made it nearly impossible for crew members to get home if the governments do to make special arrangements. Even if a ship reaches an open port, the members may still be out of luck because most international air traffic is grounded. Okay, next, the safe repression of the crew from the vessel will require the joint efforts of the government agency, the crew managing agency, and the owners. Thank you.
Okay, that's all question from me. Thank you for your all attention to answer my question. That's all from me, Muhammad Ashraf bin Muhammad Qadri, the reporter. Thank you. Back to the studio.
It seems like we have reached the end of the program. Before I say more, allow me to thank each and every panel who agreed willingly to attend this forum by sharing some wonderful ideas. Thank you, panels. And that's a wrap for today. Thank you, everyone. See you soon. Malaysia, truly Asia.